have an opening remark, yeah. Obviously, disappointed in the loss. Had our chances, didn't make enough plays. They made more plays than we did. We certainly had some. Dante's interception at the end there, Aiden Green over 100 yards, Peter Moore 69-yard punt, John Love's 60-yard field goal. I thought defensively, their offense stayed on schedule, but we got stops. We kept the game manageable to give us a chance in the end. Offensively, we got in the red zone and we couldn't score. We get down there, we got to have points, and preferably touchdowns. But the fight in this group, I was very proud of. Very proud of the fight in this group. Very encouraged. You got 7 new starters on each side of the ball, and you're playing a really good football team, a top 20 defense, top 10 in some categories, a team that took Penn State to the wire, that beat Illinois. It was a good football team, and they played their butt off. But our guys did too. So very thankful for our fans. Outstanding turnout. I don't ever want to take that for granted. Hokie Nation is fantastic. And I love the support from our fans. I appreciate everybody that made the trip to Charlotte. I want to thank Duke's Mayo Bowl and Charlotte Sports. It was a great week for our team, our families. We really enjoyed the bowl experience. Just unfortunate that we didn't come out with a win. I know everybody's disappointed, but I'm hopeful, I'm encouraged by where we're at. So I'll take some questions.
Questions, raise your hand. Let us know who you are, who you with. First one right there. Mike Barber for the Virginian Pilot. Brent, you mentioned what you were without tonight. In terms of the offensive line, how well do you think those guys hung in there?
Yeah, I think they gave us a chance at times. Obviously, it needs to be better. We didn't protect well enough. We struggled to run the ball. And that's a good group. I mean, you saw what they looked like out there. They're a big, strong, physical group on defense. But you got Caleb Nitta, who's a walk-on in the program, battled his butt off. You got some other guys that played extended snaps that hadn't done that. Obviously needs to be better, particularly against a group like that. Got a few decision things, at the quarterback position, but, we'll have to look at the film and truly evaluate it, but I thought the guys, there were bright spots for a patchwork group.
Sort of like we're on our time. In relation to the offensive line, you mentioned like against Duke, Pop wasn't making the right protection sets. Did that carry over to this one with the way Minnesota was showing its defense? Were there times where he just didn't get it set right, or was it just they were just coming and you had the protection right and then just too much?
Yeah, I think, again, I think as a defensive play caller, you're going to dial up and you're going to put pressure on a quarterback that's inexperienced. They were able to do that, particularly in the first half. I mean, we can't give up the big sacks. We got to get rid of the ball. We got to protect better. Every time we made a little hay, we get a -10. So it's protection. It's getting rid of the ball. We got to be smarter and we got to be better there. But I think anytime you got a young quarterback out there, most play callers are going to heat them up.
Andy Bitter from Tech Sideline. You got pretty fired up there in the first half when you got the unsportsmanlike call. Is that just a collection of calls that kind of sort of set you off there?
To me, there was a few minor things early that I thought they missed. Then the back-to-back, no calls. I didn't see that. I didn't understand that. We're going to fight for every inch we can get. And, I thought that there was a couple calls missed there.
Have you ever gotten a penalty on the sideline before?
It's been a while. Yeah, been a while. Not proud of it, but we're going to fight for what we think there.
Brent, David Teal from the Daily Press. They seemed especially effective coming off the edge with blitzes, with corners and safeties. Is that how you saw it as well?
Yeah, again, and I think they timed some things up well. They're an experienced group. They hid their blitzes till late, and the quarterback has to see it, be able to get rid of the ball, And there's things we can do from a protection standpoint with some of that, but they did a good job hiding their pressures and bringing them.
Mike Barber again. A year ago, you guys ended with so much momentum, and then there was all that positive energy. I mean, tonight with so many guys out, obviously it's a very different scenario. What is the trajectory right now of your program?
Yeah, I'm excited about the guys returning. I'm excited about the class we signed. I'm excited about what we're doing in the transfer portal. We're a much better team even today than we were last year at this time. We're just closer in so many areas, whether it's in our locker room, whether it's on the field, whether it's depth. We're just in a better place. And I thought this bowl prep, it gave me, gave me confidence in that. Watching these young guys and what they did and how they worked and practice habits. There's a lot of good things. I think the core of our football team moving forward is guys that we signed, guys that we brought in here as freshmen. And the majority of those guys have stuck with us. And, they understand the culture. They've laid the foundation. But these seniors that played out here today, so proud and thankful for them. And you got 8 or 9 guys that hung in there with us and played in that game today. And in today's times, to me, that speaks volumes.
David Cunningham, Tech Sideline. Aiden Green, 6 catches, 115 yards. He had that 67-yarder. I mean, for a guy who's going to be one of the veterans in that room next year, how impressed were you with just his overall performance?
Yeah, his whole bowl prep was fantastic. He's had his moments. He had a great spring. He didn't come out and start the season the way we hoped he would. But, man, he's come on. That's the kind of game he needed to have for him, for us. He's a guy that we'll look to for leadership and playmaking ability, certainly in the fall.
Take 4 more, second round.
Brent, Tim Thomas from the Tech Lunch Pail. You guys started all new starters in the defensive backfield tonight. What did you think of their play?
Yeah, there was bright spots, and there were some things that certainly didn't go our way. We've got to play the ball better. You got to become the wideout once the ball's in the air. Doesn't matter where the DB is. Become the wideout, go make a play on the ball. We had a couple busts, some communication things. I didn't think we were as confident in that area, being able to just make sure all 4 are on the same page. We certainly had some good players in the secondary that we missed today. But, again, great experience for those young guys. Very proud of them. You got some true freshmen out there that, Josh Clark and some of these guys that, that battled like crazy against I thought, number 11 for them was a really good player. That's a good wideout.
Brent, was the quarterback rotation pre-planned, or did you just go by feel during the game? How did all that?
Most of it was planned. We knew we were going to play Colin some. We had some some plays that were packaged for him. But, Pop had a great week of bowl prep, great 2 weeks, really. He played well against UVA. Pop's a guy that we got to keep improving, and, he's got to keep growing and learning, and I thought this will be another experience for him to do that.
Back right, TV.
Brooke Leonard, Channel 10. Coach, how do you see the purpose of bowl games kind of evolving, considering you're almost playing with a new team and trying to put different things together for one game and then turning the page into spring?
Yeah, again, this was a great experience for our football team. Obviously disappointed. We wanted to win this sucker bad. And but the practices, the new guys getting opportunities, gaining experience, playing in an atmosphere like this, that's really impactful for the growth of our team. So, I'm still all for it. It's challenging, but it's one of those things that you, from a perspective standpoint, you see the positives in it and you run with it.
Last question, second row left.
Going back to the secondary, it seemed like Brosmer had a lot less success in the second half. What kind of adjustments did you guys make there at halftime to keep the passing game a little bit more bottled up?
Yeah, we did a few things, a couple of coverages we hadn't shown in the first half, just to give them a different look, to try and buy us a little time for that rush to get there. And we had a little more success, getting at the quarterback. We just didn't merit the sacks like we needed, and they were able to. But, if you can change the coverage up a little bit and make him pat that ball another second, it gives you a better chance to get home.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, appreciate you guys.